Alright, quick video for you guys this morning. I want to nutter out the last part of the roll cage. I finished it and then I decided I want to add a harness bar, so I'll show you guys how I do that. I'll show you guys how to do a couple of notches, the basics of making your own roll cage, and pretty much that's about it. It's pretty easy. Any tips? Check out the Fabrication Series. He has a really good YouTube channel showing you everything from start to finish on how to make a roll cage. I used his video to help me and it was unbelievable the amount of help that it gave. So definitely check out his channel. I'll link it down below, and for now I'll show you guys how we do it. Okay, so this is where we're currently at. I added in a double diagonal, and it was not too bad. Originally I had plans on leaving this gap here enough so if I ever wanted to go away for a weekend, it was big enough to be able to slide a duffel bag through here and lay it sideways. But at the same time, I had to think about what I was going to do with harnesses. Originally, I was going to mount them up here, come through the top with a plate down below, a sandwich plate, just your standard install. But to make it a little more easier, I thought if I'm ever going to stick a bag in, I still might be able to stick it in through the bottom here, through the tunnel. So what I'll do now is I'll measure up a piece of bar to go between here, and I'll anchor and I'll loop the harnesses through. I did a mock-up of my seats just to see how the holes in the back of the seats would line up in relation to where the bar would be. So pretty much straight through here, straight across is the exact same spot that I need. So we'll go from there. So I'll cut up the steel and we'll start notching it and put it in place. I also need to just weld in the last of the back here. I just had to make a slight change to the plates, and I'll tack them in as well, and then we'll get all them welded. We'll just leave a little bit of excess, and we make these 500 long, should be spot on. Now we'll just clean off the sharp bits, we'll set them in place, we'll draw against the back of the pipe where the actual other pipe overlaps, and then we'll work out our notches from there. Right, so we want to mark out a tight V, and then we also need to just put a normal plain pipe notch in for the sides. So what we'll do is, roll cage pipe is always 1.5 inches. So you always go 1/3 the diameter of the pipe is how big your notch will be. So let's sit this in here. We'll just roughly mark out our points. And we have our line. So what we'll do is we'll work out our notch from here. We'll draw it out. I'll grind it out with the grinder, and we'll see how well it fits. Right, first job will be to cut the V. We'll mark out the notch, cut the corners for the notch, and then we'll round it out. And there's your first part. Give it a quick test fit, and then we'll see how much we have to take out of the throat. It's not too bad actually, so we'll just take those, just take it back a little bit more through here, just through here, both sides, and we'll keep this the same, and then we'll test it again. Right, we got that trimmed out. Now, next part will be that first line we made. If the pipe is 1.5 inches, you go 1/3, half an inch, back from your line, becomes your thread line. And then from the center to the outsides, in line with your notch, and that should give you your notch for the other side. Just chuck our cut-off wheel on quickly, and you just make sure that when you do it, that it's in line. There's nothing worse than having 2 notches on the piece. It'll never work. And now we'll just round it out. See how it fits. Now, there we go. So, you might have to just go through and tidy up a little bit, trial and error, test fit it a couple times, make sure that you're getting the right width. And then once it's there, we test it in the car. Okay. Now we'll give it a test fit and see how we go. Looks pretty good. Now we'll make one for the other side. Okay, so I finished notching these out. Quite happy with how that turned out. Nice and straight. So now I tack them into place. Just tack the harness bars in. I've just got to tack into the back of the last plates now, and that should be all of the roll cage tacked together and have the remaining of the full seam welds done. Once that's done, we can send it in, we'll get it powder coated. So I've just got to clean up the end of the last pipe and we'll get that welded up, and then we'll go from there. Now, just got to take about 3 mil back off this, and that way both will sit perfectly flush on their plates. I'll tack them into place, and then I'll be able to take the cage out, do the last of the full seam welds. Harness bars are in, just tacked in place for now, and once I get the cage out, I'll full seam weld those as well. Alright guys, that's it for me today. Just got to get the cage fully welded, fully powder coated, and that's done. Next video will be, I'll be finishing off the plates for the seats, as well as putting on the rails, test fitting the seats, just checking the head clearance, and seeing how everything goes. See you next time.